You on this broken. That's what I be doing. No, I just y'all said
from London to the Queen. It's hammer, gold hammer, it's the hammer, dirty hammer. And the rest is on its way to festive.
10, 9, ignition sequence start. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. All engine running. Liftoff. We have a liftoff.
Take it to the stars. How many people you know can take it this far?
Whew.
Yeah.
Yo.
Yeah. It's been a minute. Hey, people.
Wow, spray too much of that cologne. You smell me? I'm overpowering.
I wasn't gonna say nothing.
No, seriously. I mean, I know we're on camera, you do that, but
I wasn't gonna say nothing. I was gonna just let you be you.
no, you see, it's like nostril hair.
I mean, I can't breathe.
Nose
How
hair.
y'all doing?
Tear me up, killing me. But it's too late now. We're on camera, so I just gotta,
No, like
suffer.
I'm like, I should have asked you this for the cameras. Got
You
on
should have.
serious.
I'm dead serious. It's okay.
And how about you then?
I mean, I don't smell it over here.
Thank you, bro. Okay, thank
Well,
you.
of course not. He's not right next to you. I'm the only one that's gonna
But if
suffer
it
in
was
silence.
overpowering,
I mean, it's
he'd be
okay.
able to smell too. He said he doesn't have.
Y'all
stench.
always overpower. It's okay.
Look at
You
Molly.
say y'all?
Look at Molly.
That's
Look
it,
at
yeah.
Molly. Hello,
It's just the world we suffer with. It's all right.
Keith. Did you smell me when I came in?
He said, "Hell yeah!" You see the sign?
What?
Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Hell yeah! Effing right.
No, that imagination costs too much. I tried to get the dude the replica of it, but nah, I just want to know.
No, he
Keith
said.
did smell.
Yes, he
like
did.
He's about to ask me what I had on.
No, he didn't. That's not what he said. You can't make up the person and make up what they say.
As y'all know, her Wednesday is already Wednesday.
Now, y'all have made my Wednesday, and I was perfectly fine before I walked in here and got around you two squares.
Wednesday already. Eh?
I had a beautiful Wednesday, and then you Negroes came in. You people.
You people.
That's what I
I
said.
gotta get some sleep, man. I'm aging right before the camera. Look at it, man.
Oh, now we got a little clearer vision. Now you can see just how old you got.
Yeah, what's wrong with my shoulders? Is that a shadow?
That's you. God, dog. You ain't happy with your shadow either? Is that an Asian thing?
What's going on? Let's go. What are you doing? Come on, Molly.
No. I'm letting y'all handle it. Go. Y'all got it.
All right, well, check this out.
Mhm.
I'm gonna go ahead and jump into this.
What you gonna jump into, bro?
I'm wondering, man. I was
What
riding home.
bothers you?
I was riding home from the gym the other day. You know, they talking about the Pooh Shiesty and Gucci and shit, and I want to know. First of all, let me ask y'all this,
Uh-oh.
because I want to make sure my definition ain't different from somebody else's. I want to know what y'all definition. What's your definition of snitching?
What Gucci did?
What did Gucci do that made him a snitch?
He told he cooperated with the authorities.
So that makes you a snitch?
Yes.
No matter what happens to you, if you cooperate with the authorities, you're a snitch.
No, I'm not saying that.
Because I mean, from the story I understood, he was kidnapped and held at gunpoint to sign contracts to let him out of. To sign the paper to let him out of his contract, right?
Yeah.
That's the story.
Yeah.
So you holding me at gunpoint, and I tell the authorities you held me at gunpoint makes me a snitch.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
So at what age is it no longer considered snitching? And it's just I think I'm too grown for this shit, and I got a family to protect.
Hold up. Say that last part again.
Which part? That I'm too grown for this shit?
Right. That's what I'm saying. So when you asked this question earlier, it may have sounded like a contradiction, but it's not a contradiction. What I mean by that is, if Swiss Beats would have got robbed and did that, no problem. Dr. Dre, who's the inventor of gangster rap, if he'd have did that, no problem. If Jay-Z would have did that, no problem. Nas, J. Cole even, no problem. The reason why I'm holding it on Gucci Mane like this, because this is what he promotes. He hasn't detached the character that he created from the person who created the character.
But then again, he has though. Gucci's raps ain't really about rapping and robbing and doing drugs like they used to be. Just like everybody else in the rap game, who my nigga Hove came in selling, but it's like I evolved. I don't talk about that no more.
Yeah, if Jay-Z did it, I wouldn't follow Jay-Z.
But I'm saying Gucci's last album, he wasn't talking about murder, kill, and drugs and all that.
What was he talking about?
I don't really know, but I know it wasn't that. No. I know he wasn't doing that. He did say he wasn't a pump. But him being the one going to do the robbing and selling the drugs, from what I could tell, that wasn't what the album was about anymore. He evolved. He's evolved as a man.
That's part of the problem right there. If you were seasoned as Gucci is in his profession as a rapper, right? Okay. I should have to emphasize or reiterate the fact that I'm not a punk, that I'm street. So due to the fact that you spend so much time to remind us of this, you also remind us of what you initially stood for. Because that's whether, I mean, let's say he wasn't 100% of what he was on, he was still 6% of what he was on. You know, like they got a hold. I thought it wasn't. I don't think it was a classic, but on 444, he's talking about art. He's talking about properties. Like he's showing us the maturation at the same time. The affiliation that he used to have, he still have them, but not as strong as they were because I'm in other lanes on other things. Like Gucci is glorifying this.
Okay, so Gucci is or was glorifying it?
Is. He see how he made this track to come back. He did that to snatch the street credibility back. If he didn't care, Jay don't respond. Jay doesn't respond because it's bigger fish to fry. And I'm gonna take it even closer.
I see what you're saying on that. I'm just wondering at what age do we consider like, nah, that man was snitching. He got a whole family at home. He just changing how he handle things now. Like no, I'm no longer.
But like I said, let's go ahead and separate the two. Let's go ahead and lay it as close to home as we can to Gucci, right? Let's go with Jeezy. The maturation of Jeezy and how they handle things in the verses and what Jeezy told him, like, man, you going off something that's 20 years old. I brought you here for the culture. It's bigger than me. It's bigger than you. And he shut him down with class. And as you see Jeezy move on from that point, he was already on that incline of saying, okay, I'm about to elevate. I'm about to sit here and go for what I'm not going to be the snowman. He started getting in shape. He got married. He handled his marriage the same way. When things went wrong in his marriage, he didn't go to the podcast and make his point across. Like, yo, y'all will see my steps. So now he's doing these dress-up orchestra concerts, meaning, hey, I'm still representing that music, but I'm representing like this. Grow with me on this. So when Jeezy, if Jesus called the police, I'm not going to be mad because at the same time, you're not hearing Jesus step out there how he usually step. He's not still in that lifestyle. T.I. can do the same thing. He's already been affiliated with snitching. You understand what I'm saying? So like, no, Gucci's promoting it like, you know how you got a rap beef and you like, it's not going to be serious because they got too much to lose. Gucci's promoting himself like, oh boy, any given moment, Guac will lay it down. I don't see Jeezy, Dr. Dre even, Nas, Bun B. Yeah. I don't see them going out there to prove they're gangster. They're like, yo, rap is what I did. Rap is not what I do. That doesn't make me. Like this rap and the trap music made Gucci, and that's where he gonna relish in. Master P, how's Master P? I wouldn't have been mad if he didn't have the whole 504 not looking for you, and he wouldn't have got the police.
I'm just wondering.
He's a businessman. I'm separating myself from the businessman. Gucci is still a trapper in his raps. No matter how much money he's got, how much money his wife has made, how many times he's collaborated with his wife to show the growth in it. He's still standing on that pillar of trap, rap, gangster, lay down, don't play me, don't take away from me. So he can't have that option to do that because he's not promoting that. He's promoting he's going to handle it this way. You understand what I'm saying? Like,
I think you're still living with the old Gucci. His new music, I don't hear that in it. But I mean, I could be wrong. That's why I wanted to ask, because a snitch to me is you telling on somebody to benefit yourself, not because I'm trying to protect myself.
But at what age do we realize that the world has grown up and that
that's what I'm saying.
We no longer go with the world of snitching? So at this point, and at this age, like hip hop has grown up. Pimp C would not still be walking around in a coat with a glass. Bun B he would change. I mean, everybody's changed. Bun B is sitting around now. Yes, he's rapping his old raps, but Bun B is rapping his old raps sitting by his wife of umpteen years talking about grandkids.
Talking about the franchise of their burgers.
Big Boy is now on stage. Sir Lucius Left Foot has a grandson, and he's advertising that. Right. At some point, when do we realize that the rappers who held these reputations have really grown up? And so you didn't rob Gucci that buried Jeezy's homie umpteen years ago. You ran up on Gucci
the
CEO. And according to a lot of people, which is where tonight's show is titled Smokin' Mirrors, a lot of things that we see in the industry is smoke and mirrors. I'm a conspiracy theorist. First of all, I don't believe we ever walked on the moon. That's just my thing. I believe it's smoke and mirrors. But just like Pap came out and said that 50 was not shot 9 times, it was 5. But they amped it up to make it sound like he was hit more than Tupac because they wanted it to be bigger. Just like they came out and said Gucci when they was like, oh, but he caught a body. Well, if you shoot somebody when you're taking off running, you didn't really catch a body. You just had a bullet that just hit somebody. But that's not really your thing. They're twisting narratives and make these people seem like thugs they're really not. But we don't know because all we're reading is songs and we're seeing the music. And so we're thinking that's really who you are, but that's not who they are. I still think that Pac was an actor.
What I'm saying is, yes, we do, because
Candy.
I'm not glorifying what he does. It's to a level like I was listening to a lot of Ross. The way he handled the correction officer thing, like I thought he made good music.
He makes good music.
He makes good music, but I was never infatuated with the cocaine lifestyle he was living. I thought it was good music, good cadence.
You weren't.
Yeah, I know, but what I'm saying is like you asking when does it? We have to detach ourselves from the character. So no different from me realizing Superman can't damn use his eye beams. I should realize Gucci ain't about to somebody running up in there.
And this new generation, these kids are not able to decipher. So let's say this. Okay, give me an example.
What age? I think you're talking about our peers, because there's still some of my peers that's still holding on the fact of.
Even though the fact that when we talk in general in this show, and we're saying at what age, we're talking not about us as individuals. Not talking about the two of y'all, because y'all not the whole thing. I'm saying as a culture. Anytime we talk as a culture, I don't care about y'all. I know what y'all do. I know y'all. But as a culture, with the night that all this stuff with Shiesty came out, first thing people said was, ain't no way it's true. I don't believe it. Then WIS reported it, and they're like, oh my God, it's real. And then people were like, oh, Gucci snitch, Gucci snitch. And then grown people were like, that's a grown-ass man with a family. That's not a snitch no more. Then Gucci came out with the most garbage, trash juice of a response where he basically took his statement and made it a song. Was what he did wrong? No, the song was stupid. But what he did was what anybody else would do. When I'm a 2-bit hundredaire, I ain't got nothing to lose. I'm a little more risky. But when I am a millionaire woman, my risk factor has shifted.
Yeah, but see, that's what I'm saying. That's those individuals who are invested in the character. Because I know individuals who went from making $20 an hour, they start making $36 an hour. They made changes. Because the character that they had in that last lifestyle, new level, new devils. Gucci, if you're a CEO, you got to start thinking as a CEO. You brought the street matters and the street mindset into the CEO matter. Like, you never left it. And you could say, well, 50 does the same thing too, but ain't nobody running up on 50 because 50s are like, 50 doesn't have to reiterate how tough he is. He's to the fact that he's making it laughable that we're calling him petty, but we know it's going to get addressed. So when we know and we expect this from that person because that's what they exude, that's what they exemplify, and you handle the opposite, of course you're laying out for the scrutiny because you over promoted the fact you're going to handle like this. Or I stand on these 10 toes with this. And that's what he did. That's why I'm coming to him saying, oh man, you weren't supposed to handle like that. I get it. You're grown, you got kids, you're right. Like you do something to me right now, I'm going to take care of you in the criteria of my permit.
I'm telling you right now.
If you at the house, I'm like, damn, I can't get him. But if you in my house, I'm light you up.
Crystal,
and I'm gonna call the police.
The kid is not Crystal the woman.
I'm not about to go full taken.
I'm gonna act different things accordingly. But my risk factor has changed. Like I said, when I was younger, I would go to these amusement parks and I'm gonna jump on this roller coaster because it's whatever. But when I get older, I recognize I feel different. At one time when you call me, I'm going to jump in the streets. Let's go on ride. I'm with the shits. Right. But when I get older and I got these kids to consider and I got this house to consider and I got this job to think about, I'm going to make a difference. But at what point do we, because many of us.
That's not the same point for everybody.
That's not the same point.
It's not going to be the same age. It's not an age range for everybody.
It's a mindset.
It's a mindset. Like, but our mindset.
You keep saying at what age, at what point, there is no point. There's
so when do you grow up?
When you have something you feel is worth losing.
So
I grew up at 22.
When do you respect somebody else grows up?
Huh?
When you respect others have grown up, like that's
why? I can respect, but not expect.
I can respect anybody when they grow up. Like when I hate to put this out there, but when we were younger, niggas was jumping from, we was out here trying to smash all the badness. When my nigga said, no, I'm not with it, I'm going to my woman, nigga, I respected it that moment.
Who told you that, bro?
I mean, I think it was you.
Oh, okay, go ahead.
I'm just saying.
But you were much older than them.
That ain't the point. That ain't the point.
The timing was so important there.
The point I'm trying to make is it wasn't nigga, let's still get on him. Nah, that man said he going home to his woman, nigga, let him go home to his woman. He don't want to be out here doing this anymore. I can respect that all day long. Just because I'm still gonna be doing it, don't mean he has to partake in it. Bro, and I can respect him for that.
Get my bitch, man.
But the point that we're making is that
all day.
I'm gonna give her a week. I'm gonna give her a week, nigga. I'm gonna get my bitch.
I'm gonna get my woman, man. Like this.
But the reality is, we tend to do this on this show a lot. We focus on how we move, but the truth is, our culture, your timeline, my timeline, a lot of people were like, but Gucci didn't respond the way that we thought. And it's like, this is not 2005. This is not 2010.
I'm not saying
what
that.
Gucci did. Go ahead.
No, you go ahead, bro.
What Gucci did was he surprised everybody. That's allowed. Like Herc said, we were still living the persona of how he used to handle things, how he used to rap.
That's what he's promoting.
Exactly.
That's the only reason we were shocked.
But when he shot, all he did was surprise us. Like, oh, that nigga did that.
But
all right, so now, but then we put him in this category because, like Herc said, he promoted one thing and he didn't do what we thought he was gonna do.
Now,
we're putting this.
Praise what you preach.
Plot twist: these young boys. Now you done seen the BMF. You done seen them talk about what NWA. You talk about TLC coming in there with bets. Y'all saw or heard on TV what people did. Now you really ran up in somebody's studio session, did that nonsense. Now you
did it with his daddy.
You, your daddy, and 9 people.
See that right?
That's the problem.
Are facing a long time.
That's what I'm saying. Like his dad mindset never changed. So why would his? His example that's supposed to say like, all right, I seen him grow up. His example never changed.
His dad name is what? Mob.
Like I would be honest, I think Gucci's rap was trash, but that's the first thing I said to myself when this whole thing went down. I said, so you did all that to make him sign that contract and you still signed to him. Right. And now they're going to stream you more because you're locked up. And so now they're streaming you more, you're making him more money. And did you think this thing through? Because you just got out. Now you're facing for kidnapping and for armed robbery. You're actually facing life now. So now you ain't never coming out. Well, we know first day out. There's first day out, first day never coming back. At what point do these young people realize it's smoke and mirrors? When you really do that, you really go to jail. You really don't come home.
We're leaning back on what your initial question is. And that's what I'm saying. I can't relate because everybody in my circle is somewhat on the same thing. If not 100%, enough percentile of me to feel comfortable to be that same person. And what I'm saying is, I can't relate. I would have to ask my 25-year-old son that.
But how do we teach these young people?
No, but what I'm saying is like, thank God my 25-year-old son is old enough and smart enough to differentiate between, he's just rapping and this is what it is. He went through a stage where he had the influence, rappers had influence over him. But nobody that I'm growing up with and I'm hanging around is on that. Oh man, he did it. They honestly see it. Some people saying he's a grown man now. Some people
is hilarious.
That.
But how do we help the young people? Like because you keep talking about the 5 people that you run bit like this is the 5 heartbeats. Bring the beat back. No, what I'm asking you is outside.
Finish his story.
You work with young people.
You ask me how can I change the mindset? I'm not around young kids to change the mindset. I'm saying I'm around. I can ask my 25-year-old son. Thank God he's initiated from knowing the fact between fact and fiction. What I'm saying is I would have to hang around a core group of individuals who are praising that to understand that. The people that I'm hanging around are looking at it one or two ways. He's matured, he had the right to do it, or those who were in that and still listen to the music saying, this is what he promoting, why did he handle it that way? My whole thing is none of them are influenced by it. You understand what I'm saying? They have an opinion about it because they're listening to it or they see it.
Thank you, Dean. That's the biggest. You can't change. We cannot make a force to change their mindsets. But what I am saying is that the older generation influenced our mindsets. They paved the way. They taught us stuff. They showed us stuff. Somebody before you showed you something that you picked up and you said, I respect that. I'm flowing with it. Where are we doing with that? Because Gucci is the older one that them boys looked up to, and now they are what you said in the lyrics.
So what we're doing is we're holding an event on June 6th called Kicking It With Dads to bring the.
But
if you
yes, that's what my aim at. My aim is
you keep
getting those like-minded fathers in the same vicinity to promote the same message. My thing is, I can't shift that. If somebody in my group is talking more in the way of, oh man, we gotta get that guap when their parents are falling off the tail, like I ain't even there long because that's their mindset. I can't be there long because I'm no longer there.
What's my favorite statement? I mean, if I can't change the people around me, I gotta change the people around me.
Okay, so D, now you get what I'm saying. And that's my focus right there. We are sitting back right now going, well, the people I run with are like this people, but at some point, we are our parents. We the parents now. We the aunties, we the uncles, we're the heads. So at this point, they're mimicking what they thought we said that we did, but we just talked about the show being called Smoke and Mirrors. What you said you did is not what you did, but these kids are really doing it now. The older generation beat us.
No, I did what I said I did, but also got my ass whooped for it.
Right, you got in trouble for it.
So what you're saying, we're telling them what we did, but we didn't really do it. Yes, I really did it, but I also really got in trouble. These kids nowadays have no fear. They don't fear consequences because of all the laws. That's child abuse. That's mental abuse. Everything is a goddamn trauma.
And a large part of that, like you said in the statement, to answer the question is the father was with him. Some of our peers are still in that same mindset. So my whole thing is, like I said again, my circle, which is his father, who has the effect on them to change that narrative of how they think. He's not in my circle because he's thinking like that.
Right.
Not saying I don't think like that no more, but I don't think like that 100% of the time versus when I was 25 to now in my 40s. I probably think about that 10% of the time. I got so much other stuff going on. I'm worried about if my kids are confident in what they're doing, or are they listening to the right thing? What's the influence they have? Who are they hanging around? I don't have time to think that Superman can fly no more because his name is Gucci. Like, so when we could change that, when do we think it's too grown? It goes off the mindset and the action again.
But we
I'm not
also
hanging with
feed
too many
into
people
it.
that saying pop that Gucci in now. I'm not.
But we feed into a lot of it because we've made it popular. And some way, sometime, we're gonna have to take responsibility. We got to teach the younger ones what you see ain't real.
Okay, because
Gucci is responsible for that. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
I can't go
But
for that.
Gucci is with us.
I can't go for
Gucci's
that.
not with us because he's over there talking about he in the trap. I ain't in the trap.
But the culture, that's the generation. He's our age group. This is our generation. This is ours because our kids listen to it.
Yeah, but just because somebody makes something popular, I mean you got to follow it. A lot of rappers did drugs. They're popular. They made it popular. Nigga, I ain't did no line of coke.
I did. I was an Osborne.
I'm just saying.
He bit a pigeon head off the stage. He wasn't doing it when he was on the show.
So when
involved.
When Young Boy came down here, we had almost 1 million people go down there to see that man.
It was young boys.
It was young boys.
And it's all of our kids who love that music. They're listening to it, but they're not realizing that music's
Tupac.
fake.
I love different from Tupac. Like you said, Tupac was an actor. He was a character. It was hard to tell the line when he was just being in character. But he was so passionate, no matter what he stepped into, it was all on the same spirit, pointing to the same target.
But you just made the point. You made a good comment. You said you got older and realized that Superman ain't shooting beams out his eyes. We got older and realized that Ludacris might be on the thing with braids, but Ludacris is really out there with a degree. We realized that this generation we're dealing with now has not, until they look up and they're really in jail. Like you said, they're really facing real life consequences.
They don't fear consequences though.
No, our peers. I'm telling you, I'm not mad at the kids because our parents told us we were crazy because Tupac had 2-3 tattoos. I'm talking about the peers. I couldn't imagine my father going around at 50 or 47 beating himself down to stay in line for Jordans, to stay in line for a Tupac album.
And Pac was also giving us stuff like he told you about George Bush. He threw a little bit of real into his nonsense that he was when he was doing the thug life. He was still teaching you in those lyrics. We're not being educated from none of the stuff they're putting out.
You got to understand what Pac stood for. Thug life stands for something. It wasn't just him being a thug. The hate you give.
There was a substance.
You know what I'm saying? The hate you give, little if it fucks everybody. That's what thug life stood for.
Right.
It didn't stand for him being a thug. He was putting out a message. From the minute he got the microphone, he was putting out a message. He got it. He believed it so much, he tatted an acronym on himself to where y'all thought he was being a thug, but he's trying to tell you now, the hate you give is going to fuck these kids.
And what he said, you know I'm a businessman because every time you come get me, you find me in my place of business. I'm in the studio. I'm in the studio.
I kind of like for our generation, I feel like the Shiesty group and the young boys and all these people out right now, their parents are our age. These are our classmates' kids. These kids are of age for them to be our own children now.
Right.
So when they say I blame the parents, guess who the parents? We the parents. And the thing that gets me, I don't mean you the parent, I don't mean you're the parent. I mean our generation of people are the parents. When you blame the parents, you blame us. That man who went out there with that boy was probably somebody around our age. The daddy was our age.
Yeah.
And the thing that's really messed up is that, like you said, these kids don't fear nothing till that judge give them that sentence and you watch their knees buckle and their bodies shackle down because they realize this is real for me.
But what I'm saying, that's I'm not to cut you off. They have to fear that. His dad didn't instill fear in him, not in the physical, but the mental. I've instilled so much fear in my kids to have them think, what will my mother and my father think? What will my mother and father think? My thing is, if I'm acting like my child within my child, he's not gonna look at me to say what my father thinks.
Too many people want to be their kids' friends.
That's all I'm saying. My kids, not enough parents have their kids to think about
fear.
Not even the fear of the belt, the fear of disappointment. That's what I'm saying. Like I'm proud to say that my kids will say,
we talked about that.
Disappoint my parents.
I told you that this morning.
We had that conversation this morning.
My little girl, she fears you. Yes, the fuck she does. But it's not so much she fears, like you said, the belt. She fears I'm not gonna get my dad's approval.
Right.
And that's worse. Like if
we had that talk. We agree that these children nowadays
the worst I could have ever did was disappoint my father.
Yeah. But at
I
this
didn't give
age,
a damn about getting that. My father telling me he's disappointed.
These kids nowadays have a moment where they, like you said, so there's respect and then there's a fear, but there's a balance. And we feared my grandma. We feared how she was going to react. Did we fear that she was probably going to hit us sometime? And she did. But did we really fear her being disappointed? We did, because there was a level of expectation set. This world has put us in some situations where, yes, there's a different level of freedom for what we grew up with. But on that same token, there's also a level where these kids have realized you can't do nothing. The neighbor can't beat me. The teacher can't do nothing. This can't happen. If I go to jail, I'll do my little bit. I'll come out. Till you realize when you behind them bars, it ain't no joke no more. At some point, we've stopped disciplining them at home in the hopes the world gonna teach them until we can't get our hands back on them again.
Listen, and not put myself on the pedestal here. I work with kids. Some of these kids are just busy. Some of these kids are just, hey, my parents needed a vacation, and some of these kids are actually challenged. No matter the level they came in the program on, when you actually sit down and have conversation, show that you care, make sacrifices before their eyes for you. The kids I run, I got 31 kids. All of them will bite for me. The first day I met them, I initially told them we're going to be the best platoon, we're going to be disciplined, but we're going to be rock wallers. No leases nor collars. And it's not a coincidence that when I played Ghostface Ghost Dini, that's one of their favorite songs because of that part. But the thing is, they went from going AWOL to fighting in the dorm to, no, Sergeant Ricks is here. And what I did one time when they were stealing other sergeants' food and snacks and stuff, I left mine on the desk. One of them came outside and said we was going to take it. But we said, no, why take it when we could just ask him? Right. So having a present and a purpose in the kid's life and bringing their purpose out, the last thing they want to do is disappoint you. So and I'm going back to say that now. It's the peers. It's the people who are our age. So I can't detach myself from that and say, oh, no, I know if you're not like-minded on what I'm doing or where I'm trying to go, you're not going to get very little to no conversation. It's not that I don't like you. It's like I'm heading this way. I'm going this direction. And that's what slowed me down.
It's a big piece of it because, like I said before, I always say that your first ministry starts at home. Your biggest responsibility is your home. And on that same token, what you promote, what you push, and what you allow, because we are, and that's where this whole, where should you snitch, that's coming all the way back to the Gucci and Shicey, that's going all the way back to T.I. and his boys. I mean, I commend him for bringing his family together and pulling all them boys out. I don't know why your baby and the Pikachu getting locked up right now, but that ain't my business.
But he also said he's wiping his hands over. Like, I just showed this boy a better life and told him what he do was stupid.
I've done all I can.
I've done all I can. He's at the age where he has to make his own decisions.
And a lot of his decisions too is because, and he should have learned some of his lessons because your daddy was in and out of jail too during a few years. Like it ain't like T.I. just been at home a stand-up guy. He didn't have his own situations as well. But you should have learned from them lessons, and he should have grown. And it is a difference. But some of this stuff, like you just said, with kicking it with dads, with all these different events we got out, with the churches, with the coaches, at some point the culture does hold a responsibility. You mentioned something that was big when you said the kids don't touch your plate. There were some people, like when neighborhoods would get robbed and stuff, there was some stores that people wouldn't touch because Mr. Such and Such owned that and he looks out. We lack the community respect. And that wasn't saying only my friends don't do this. That was a community known thing. That's sucker shit to mess with this person.
The village is tainted. We went from, I can't do that because I'm on this side of town, so I could do that. This is my house. I couldn't do that because although I'm 3 neighborhoods from where I reside, my mother, my uncle, my brothers, my grandmother, they hold a reputation to say you were raised better than that.
I know you were raised better.
You were raised better. So the reputation proceeds. It exceeds and proceeds before I even step in the room. So not only can I not do that in my neighborhood, I'm 4 or 5 neighborhoods over. I can't even condone that. I got to go on the other side of town if I want to do that. And now you've grown up, you realize it was honestly 10 minutes away because you was riding your bike. That's still 10 minutes away. You don't want to do nothing stupid because at the same time, you don't want to shame your family. This day and age, I think our peers are too caught up on preserving their prime time or just finding their prime time. And that's sad to say because that's what technology has done. So somewhat you gotta get up on what's hip to stay hip. But at the same time, I'm struggling right now to not just look like I'm wearing a polo shirt, a pair of shoes, and some Jordans. I'm really trying to find my grown man every day attire.
Where my Cole Hans at?
What? Not just the Cole Hans. Like, you know, I want to get comfortable. Like if I had to go somewhere, yeah, put a suit on, put loafers. I want to get comfortable, and that's my attire 3-4 days a week because that's my age group. That's my mindset. I have my Jordans now. Instead of going out, they're to go to the store. They're to go to my kids' games. They're not to be at a PAT.
They're not your life or death situation.
Meet with the teacher. I can't wear that.
So
that's my struggle right now.
You made a point that I told my aunt this morning. We were talking about this generation and why so many kids are in foster care, why they're taking so many kids, why you got shiesties, why you got young boys, why you got that what's her name, Krishan, and Blueface nonsense that they got with this, and this girl chasing this man so heavy they're not even paying attention to this child that got special needs and so many different things going on.
A lot of that's for clickbait though. It's for likes to make that money.
But these are real lives and impacted because that's a real boy.
This ain't a movie, dog.
Exactly. That's not a doll. That's a real baby. But like I told we said this morning, you got a lot of our generation, this generation of people with us. I'm including myself with you old people. That
girl, you 3 years young.
I'm not. We're like 10 years apart. But this generation is still trying to raise the child within themselves. They have not yet stepped into the level of realizing
what generation?
You and I'm not talking about you. I'm saying our generation of parents is still raising the kid within themselves.
But see, you keep saying you're not talking about me, you're not talking about him, but you're talking about the people you're around. So
I'm talking about people who are born at the same time we were.
Everybody that's born the same don't do that.
That's what I'm telling you.
A lot of our, that's what
I can't speak for that because I'm not around a lot.
How many of your friends? How many of your friends have kids that still raising a child within themselves?
Oh, a lot of people are.
No. How many of your friends?
I can probably name, and I'm not gonna name, but I can name about 5 or 6 of them right now. And it don't necessarily come off as looking like they out there doing the shiesty with them. But I'm not gonna correct them when they yell because kids should be free to yell. No, be quiet in my house because that's not normal. Because when you get in the world, you can't do that.
That's not.
But I don't want to do that because my mom yelled at me when I yelled, and I didn't like how that felt. Yeah, don't do that though. You still got to teach them respect and balance.
That's not what that is.
You going on 2 different things.
Yeah, because what they're doing is trying to break generational curses. Everything I don't have to yell at you to get my point because what they're saying.
Right.
But they're not saying it because they're trying to raise the inner child themselves. No.
But then when you get a kid in school who don't respect authority because they feel like they can do this and that, then you wonder where that child
don't respect
from. It starts there.
Their parent wasn't home to emphasize authority.
Not necessarily. So that's going back. Not necessarily.
Themselves.
There are kids who don't know how to behave, and your mama still be home every day with you. Kids who misbehave are not all neglected children whose mama's at the white parties.
What I'm saying is this: I'm trying to tell you, between the white parties or the parties of the nightlife,
and I'm saying
and also the phone, just because you're home doesn't mean you're home with your child. Understand that you could be in the house. There's a lot of times I'm in the garage. I thank God for my wife because when I'm in the garage, I know I still got a partner up there who's on the same thing I'm saying,
who's regulated,
and vice versa. So my whole thing is I have to just come in and be the enforcer, but our morals and our codes still stay the same. A lot of people could be home with their kids and not home with their kids, and they're yelling at their kids, and that's all the interaction and contact they have with their kids. So you got to go in the context. You're saying that I'm saying the people that I'm hanging around that's in my generation, they aren't doing that. Those who are, they're a little in between. I get to have those conversations because I'm not on that. I'm not going to catch them at the club to say what they saw. I'm seeing the fights in the clubs on reels now. In real life, if the music's too loud, I'm going. I'm serious. Like, and this comes from somebody who's been throwing parties for years.
If we ain't got a seat,
If I ain't got a seat, if I gotta wait too long, I'm saying I shouldn't have got dressed for this shit. You understand?
I know exactly what you're saying.
I'm getting dressed, hoping somebody call and say, "Psych, we ain't going."
Everything with us is nigga meet me at the crib or the
Meet me
date.
at the crib.
And I
Meet me at the
just
crib.
see,
The best part is the in-house in the backyard of the pool.
I feel
with a
like,
bottle of vodka.
and that's why I
mean,
say
tequila.
realistically, sometimes I feel like we removed from some stuff.
No, I'm not removed.
I
removed myself from
do
situations, but
feel
reality is right
like a
across the
lot of
bridge.
times we are removed from some stuff and we don't see it until much, much later. I know present people who were there. They weren't in the garage. They was right there with them kids, but you missed what you should have watched. And so that's why these kids are doing like the Spider-Man stuff and all this crap they see on TVs. They're going through it in real life and they wonder why it didn't work out. When he was talking about the man had the laser eyes and how he grew up.
Superman, but I said you can't do that because in our generation, when we were kids, I know those kids who are adults now, who are our peers, they had two parents in the house doing everything. So what I'm telling you is being home is still not enough. I still live in the fear of, am I doing enough daily? And
we all are.
I know, but that's the grown up in me. I can do everything perfect and still understand that my child can go ahead and do something different.
And they can do something totally
so
different.
So what I'm saying is like, my thing is overemphasis of my presence and what me and my wife and our household stand for. So my whole thing is that's the biggest fear.
But the shame of it is gone away.
We still do enough.
Shame of it has gone away. Like at one time, it was embarrassing to get written up. It was embarrassing to be in lunch detention. It was embarrassing to lose recess. At this point now, they don't care. Punishment is not a problem until it's long term.
Because they don't do shit but sit inside anyways. Being inside does not scare them. They like being inside.
No, yeah, they sending a child to their room ain't a punishment no more.
See, this is what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. My friends, they're not sitting you inside. They sitting your ass outside with that rake.
Yeah, you
cutting that grass. You like washing cars. You cleaning these baseboards. My whole thing is like, you just because the law said you can't hit your kids, everybody like, oh man, like that was the only way you could discipline your kid. No, let's ask ingenuity here. Let's recreate, let's reinvent, but at the same time, keep
take away that TV and that tablet and that phone. They done. Cut off that Wi-Fi and make them do wall spots.
And sometimes I think it's hard. I took the phone for 2 weeks, but at the same time, I know I got to do this to break him.
Right. You have to, and the reality is, a lot of times, and I say this from watching with my aunt being in the Guardian of Light. I mean, when you start seeing the DSS cases in different situations, there's a lot of people who you would not believe they really are not living the life you think they are. And these people we see on a regular business every day. And I'm not kidding when I say that. We think we like, oh, my friend is not. You would not believe some of the stuff that's going on behind closed doors that you don't know. And we don't realize that. But the influences in different places, my mama was not doing what I'm doing. I didn't see my mama walking around handling and taking care of kids. I didn't see my mama walk around being a lady. My mama was a hard down alcoholic. I saw my mama do everything I won't do.
Right.
But I didn't pick up that wasn't what I aspired to see. I had Brenda. I connected to Victoria's mama. Shouts out to Sarah and Auntie April. I latched onto a different kind of woman because I knew I wanted to be a different woman.
So the question,
but my village of people was different. And
the answer to your question
and I picked my village.
I am encouraging and I am challenging people of our age, 35, 40 plus, be the example. That's a simple way to put it. Be the example. And if you hang around people, iron sharpens iron. There's a lot of times you can hang around some things and have a mindset where you're thinking different. It's thinking different. So I got to pull myself in the bathroom when I'm using the restroom, washing my hand. Like, hey, I never thought about it like that. And I respect you so much that I'm willing to add that to my approach and alter my thought process because I respect you. I respect what you stand for. I respect how you display or lay that out for me to sit here and look at it from a different moment.
I'm glad you pointed out to be the example side because on the WNBA draft that they just had, when Flau'jae came out, that girl was dressed classic. I'm talking classic.
Oh, no, she was beautiful.
She said she wanted to be Met Gala meets the ESPY Awards, and she gave it. You know, an example that I looked at and I said that girl did not get it from her mama. And I said it out the gate. That girl exemplified a class that I do not see coming from her mama. And I would not have thought that had her mom not got on camera and did that nonsense that she did when she wanted to have her moment of fame and shame. It didn't fit. And it makes you think about that. People latch on to different examples. That girl has learned money.
That girl has
learned. And she moves in class and power.
What she learned is she now has something to lose.
She does.
That's what I'm saying. It had nothing to do with her mama. Her mama was a product of her environment. And I guarantee you, before that girl got to college, she was a part of that environment too. But then she got to college, she got the NIL, she was getting education. She realized I have something to lose at this point.
Right.
And not just basketball, her music career, her endorsements, all of that.
Right.
So and that goes back to at what age? It comes when you realize I now have something to lose. I can't keep doing that.
Right.
And she's a young woman.
It comes to the maturation. It's no different. It comes to what you're pouring into your body and your mind. It's no different from you picking up a bottle of butter, a soda, and taking the time to look on the back and say, oh, no, I can't mess with this. Because your mindset is shifted. You want to be behind the product that you're saying. And so when you're relating that to a rapper, I'm going to go back to Biggie, when he was like, they want another give me the loot, but I ain't robbing no more. I ain't broke no more.
Yeah, I'm not doing
you know what I'm saying?
No
like more
because
money, more problems. I'm able to tell you that
changes.
because I've got more money and I'm seeing more problems, but I still got a helmet, dude. He was still talking about how he was going to do this, that, and third, but it was so much glorified of him on the other side of the spectrum. You're like, he's evolving.
Right.
Then we have to make room.
So hopefully you wouldn't have to go through that.
Thank you. Hold did that. So hopefully you won't have to go through that.
We have to make room for evolution to evolve. We have to make room for growth and things. But just like you don't want to embarrass your parents, you also got to come as these parents. Our generation, I still say there's a lot of children-minded parents now who are adults. You also can't go out there and embarrass your kids.
The hell I can't.
So
no, you can't. I mean, I ain't talking about going into there and snatching them up when they're doing wrong, but I'm talking about you can't be the YN and you the dad.
Okay. I see what you're saying.
What I'm saying is like it goes back to what you asked and it's answer your own question. The reason why a lot of people are sitting here saying Gucci is a snitch because that matters in the YN world. That's who he's catering to. So you hear more.
But it wasn't YN say that. It was ONs.
Hold on. It was old heads that say that because the YNs are the influence of that. That's who Gucci's catering to, and that code and that creed still stands. I'll give you a perfect example. Cameron said if somebody's getting kidnapped next door, he's not saying he's snitch. I bet you ask Cameron that today, it's a different answer.
Yeah.
Because he ain't rapping no more.
So you think Gucci's target audience is these kids?
No. I think his music heavily influences the kids. Those who are initiated and graduated, when they got time to entertain Gucci, they entertain Gucci. I don't know too many of my peers running to get the Gucci. Don't get me wrong, a song or two, but I'm talking about to listen to a whole Gucci album and promote and be out every weekend knowing word for word of the song. I don't have many of those. And hey, I know cats still know Dreams and Nightmares. I still know Dreams and Nightmares word for word, but I can't tell you another song on Bleak album that I'm streaming word for word. Songs I'm screaming word for word are probably 10 years older because that's what I had time for. That's when I had time to learn it. I can't pick up on that because that's not what I'm putting down. Gucci's talking about a street. So some of our peers are still hustling in the streets. Most YNs are hustling in the streets. That's where his influence come in at. I hear about it in passing. I hear about it on the reel when I'm watching something about the Ravens. And as I scrolled up on my 8th video, that's when it comes up. I'm like, oh, this happened.
Have you ever listened to these young people?
Yeah.
Like sat down and listen. Have you ever listened to Shiesty's music?
Yes.
So when that boy came out with that song and said, man, ain't no trash.
The boy said
that right there is what we're talking about. You're still listening to these young people.
But I mean, when you got kids, you gonna hear it.
But just because I hear it, don't mean I can
I'm
tell you it's trash.
It
What they're talking about is trash. We
But
just said how
we're talking about.
No. What they're talking about is trash because they're still talking about doing that dumb shit like Pooh Shiesty, and now you just got out. Now you're going right back.
So
That's
what's
what
the
you're
difference
talking
between
about.
Pooh Shiesty and Thug Motivation? What's the difference between throw it up?
Jeezy is grown.
Yeah, nigga, I'm no longer doing it with the trap nigga 50 nigga. I'm doing it with
We
an
still
orchestra
playing
now.
the music.
Once again,
Yeah, but everybody.
his persona and what he's doing is now elevated.
You ever thought maybe he said, I
So
want to
it's-
still play the same music, but I got to show the new me, so I'm gonna put a suit on with it. And that moment is nostalgia. It's no different from getting dressed up for Pink Ice, but you're just going to a concert.
So is Shiesty?
What May said, they figure I went wild because I'm in my fresh clothes.
So is Shiesty bad because he's still living it, or is it bad because his music is trash because his lyrics are terrible?
His lyrics suck.
No, listen.
But
That
I'm
boy
asking.
said
Both.
that boy did what he said he was gonna do. That boy said, I shot up every place they was. Bitch, you know who took it, come and get that shit in blood. He acted how
As
his
he
music.
said, but I'm asking.
So my thing is,
I'm
if his
asking a
influence is
question that
Gucci,
y'all
Gucci
ain't
should have acted
answering.
how his music is
So
promoted.
I'm asking a question. You said his music is trash. I said, what's the difference between the music he does and what we hear in Throw It Up and Thug Motivation? You said because Jeezy
20 years is the difference, sis.
Because you said because Jeezy has grown up. I said if Shiesty wasn't doing it and he grew up, would his music still be trash? You said yes. So it's not the music. I'm saying his lyrics. Jeezy's lyrics.
I said the action.
No.
Take away the person.
No. You asked us, have you listened to his music?
You said no because it's trash.
No. I said yes, and it's trash.
And I asked you why was it trash?
Because his lyrics suck.
And so I said he raps about the same stuff that we heard in our songs.
No.
Take the time frame away.
No.
Listen to what they're saying.
He doesn't rap about it the same way.
What's the difference?
His cadence, his delivery, his messages are not the same.
Right.
His music is trash.
Right.
And I'm just saying, it's not like I never said a whole song wasn't trash. Ho was one of my favorite rappers. He's come up with some trash music.
Right.
So is there anybody?
It's not the person, it's
everybody
the music.
Does. Everybody does.
So everybody out right now that's new artists coming out, that's rap artists from all the ones these kids are explaining. Is there anybody whose lyrics or cadence that you like? Because like my grandma can't stand none of the people. She hates
Cole,
Wu-Tang.
Kendrick.
She hates
Cole
she hates
Kendrick
all
is
of
big
But
about.
these new young boys coming out, is there anybody that's
The
popular?
closest I could get to street and still
Lil
being
Baby.
Lil Baby is cool.
Lil Baby is cool, but I like Benny the Butcher. He's a bit of a throwback.
The Griselda
but at the same
Boys.
time,
That's
yeah,
the
the
Griselda
Griselda
Boys.
I can rock with that because at the same time I'm familiar with it, but at the same time I'm familiar with the music. But I like that because it reminds me of me and in my prime of listening to music. Cole has substance. Kendrick has substance. A lot of these kids just talk about the drugs, the girls, the jewelry,
and it depends.
the guns.
And it depends on the music. The one that you and y'all put me at Flex and the Flashing. That's a young nigga, but I tell you, like, all right, I'm gonna give it. This young boy did this. If the music is good, the music is good.
Right.
Shiesty shit sucks. That's what I'm saying. It's not the
He's
person.
got something that's
Lil
terrible,
Baby,
but I
42
know all of
Doug.
it.
Them boys have songs that like, hey, them boys ate on this one. Like, I'll give, if the song is good, the song is good. But 90% of this shit come from these young people suck.
Because I do feel like we just like the ones who like the OJs and Kumo D, who feel like all this new stuff that we had sucked. We become them people too.
Because even my mom, she be like, yo, that one suck. But if I play one that she liked, like when Lucini came out with This Is It, my mom was like, all right, boy, y'all did it with this one.
But I bet you couldn't play Throw It Up and she'd be all right.
The hell, I couldn't. My dad did.
But Jose different.
Jose is older than his wife. Is what I'm saying. If the music is good, the music is good. No matter how old you are, how young you are.
It's about being relatable.
It's about being good.
And that's
music.
all I'm telling you. Gucci detached himself from our peers because we grew up.
He stayed in the
So
streets.
that you can't say so he's making the music that he has to be because his actions aren't showing that we should grow with him.
You just said there was old people still in the streets.
Yes, but you said for my circle or the people who
I said from our generation, our culture. I never said your
only
circle.
go of my generation of the masses of those who are on what I'm on because that's all I'm entertaining. Anything else, I would have to be informed of.
Do y'all finish my water?
And see, I encounter different because when you work in the community, you see the community, and I see both sides. Like my nephew asked me for Christmas, Auntie, all I want is a pair of Crocs and a Shiesty mask. Let me tell you, it took me about 30 minutes to realize what he was asking me for. And I said, a Shiesty Nike mask. What do you mean? And my kid showed me, Ma, he wants that ski mask thing on his face. I said, I'm not buying no crap like that. That's not what I buy. Now,
exactly.
I cannot say I don't entertain it. That's my nephew and my sister. He grew up on a different side of town. That baby down there off of West Beltline. Yeah, he goes. That's where he's at. That's what he see. Will Auntie buy it? Absolutely not. But I'm never gonna say I don't entertain that because that's my family. I'm not ignoring it. It exists, but you're gonna deal with different when you deal with me. But it does exist and it is out there. And when we do Kicking It with Dads, all them kids that come through, they might be great with their parents. But when they walk away, they different. And that happens for all of us. These kids are different people out of our presence. But you knew and I knew and you knew that if it got back home, that was your ass, Mr. Postman.
Right.
So we move different. But in this generation, they don't not only respect their parents, they don't respect us. They don't respect nobody.
No, see, that's different.
And
I don't know
that's
a kid,
what we change.
I don't know a kid that's around me more than once that don't respect me. Because what I'm saying is I'm going to embark and impose my purpose, my presence. And like I said, it's no different from me first meeting the kids to now. Like these kids, they were standoffs because we trying to figure out who this new cat is to now. I'm like, hey, go back inside, stop follow me. And then you have to sit down and realize like you make a difference. So when the kid tell you like, hey, Sarge, if you wouldn't have came here, we'd have been all over the place. But you brought structure. You brought meaning, and we appreciate you for that. Like, that's the true reward. So when I'm not at work and they said, well, how were they able to stay in the dorm and not cause any problems? They've been trained. Like I said, Rottweilers, no leashes, no collars.
How do we get
Let them
100
roam.
of you out in this world? Because in the school
Yeah,
system,
get 100 of me, baby. It's hard to get two.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
It's hard. I got a twin. That's close as you can get. She ain't on the shit.
I hate this so much.
So what I'm saying,
when I tell you these people,
come back to your point. Our generation are raising these kids right. You just looking at the one on social media that's not. And I say that to say,
right,
when them kids was out back, every one of them children introduced themselves with a handshake and how you doing, sir? My name is such and such. How you doing, man? My name is such and such.
They did.
So, and if we were to meet their parents, their grandmama, whoever raised them, we'd be like, hey, you did a good job. Because when they came into somebody else's domain, they treated it, the house and the people in it, with respect.
Now I'm gonna throw something at you about them kids we saw. That's something different that I've learned with Greek life. So we had over almost 50 kids outside. All those kids had to have a 3-point something or higher to even get into where they at. But it make a difference. And their kids in college, and they kids with careers, and some of them kids are working on their masters. But when you go into, and if you don't believe me, I'll call Loretta when this is over. Talk to the grade school teacher right now who's in the classroom. These kids that they dealing with is a different beast. And when I say 100 of you ever seen that one meme on social media where they said they had the father's breakfast thing and so them kids didn't have dads, so a bunch of dads showed up to be surrogate dads, but that presence in that school made a difference. It's something about, like you said, kicking it with dads is a big thing about bringing the presence back and encouraging the fathers of the community. But instead of just considering the fathers in their households, pushing the fathers, the men, the ones who train kids, that presence makes a difference. Not the stuff we're doing right now, but I'm gonna go all the way back to Kicking with Dads. A couple of years ago, you remember a few years ago at Kicking It with Dads, there was a bunch of kids out there, and y'all were at the table doing what men do, playing cards, and then kids was over there cursing. Mm-hmm. And you remember when you spoke up and you made it stop, and that authority, it didn't offend them, it warmed them because it wasn't something they was used to.
Right.
Like that community presence that brings that back, where that feel good that somebody cares, will trump over this street life that's dragging you out. I agree.
We're late on because it started 15, 16 years ago when the kids were cursing and the parents thought it was cute. And that was the source of attention that kid got and thought it was going to continue to be cute, and it continued on when nobody corrected them. As I told my kids the other day, we were in the platoon. I said, we didn't curse on Sundays. Let alone we didn't curse passing the church. We didn't curse from the grown-up. So my thing is, I know you're a kid. I know you're going to curse. What I'm saying is, when I'm around, you can't curse.
I don't curse around grown-ups now.
I definitely don't.
I try to. I mean, I've let one slip, but I try to. I'm sorry. Excuse me. I'm a grown-ass man. I'm sorry. I didn't mean it. I apologize. You know what I'm saying?
I'm still afraid they're saying that's Diane's boy. You Diane, baby, right?
We didn't cuss it now. When I'm at home with family, we say how we say, but we are limited what we say. But you made a point when you said growing up, and I forgot about that. We didn't cuss at church. You didn't cuss. You didn't cuss on Sundays.
No,
you didn't cuss.
No dope on Sundays.
You didn't cuss passing the church. I'm gonna tell you something else. You didn't cuss passing the graveyard, and you turned your music down because we ain't do loud. When funeral processions passed by, you pulled over.
You let them go.
We had a different level of respect because we were taught it. And in somewhere we've lost it because these kids now are not pulling over when that funeral line come through.
Say, whenever I have a parent-teacher conference, man, my first thing is how's her behavior? Oh, no. That's not her problem. She behaves very well.
Yeah.
She has a bit of problem paying attention. But no, her behavior is not the issue. Both of my children, no. They know how to behave. If there's one thing my kids going to know how to do, they're going to know how to act when I'm not around.
I've always wondered when we are going to bring our presence back in the communities where the community used to help all kids.
We've been doing it for 6 years, going on 7 now.
I'm not just talking about this with us. Kicking it with Dads.
June 6th, Benedict College free event for the community.
What are we doing beyond the 6? Now you did one with bros.
And this is what I'm saying. Listen, I'm not being funny. I'm not. Please understand.
Yes, you better be funny.
It is so hard to honestly get these parents to realize this is not my damn job. I'm doing this because I care. I'm connected with your kid. Your kid is coming home with you. I'm in hopes thinking you would try to connect with me so we can sharpen each other on how we're going to approach this. Because you drop your kids off with me, it's not my job to really carry on. I feel as if they're obligated to be a presence, but at the same time, I can't be that hands-on 100% presence. We really need the parents to step up. I told y'all years ago, I had two events one day.
Feel the same way.
One was a community event and one's for the nightlife. We had 30, 40 people out for the community event at Greenview Park. Shout out my man Darius Wiley. We put that together, and we had those parents show up. We had job fairs, people who wanted to give trades, people who wanted to speak for jobs, everything. It was cool. That night, I had 460-something people at a party, not questioning to pay $400 or $500 for VIP, $40 get in. And I was counting the money, and I honestly had this thing.
It broke your heart.
It broke my heart. And could you imagine counting $5,000, $6,000, $7,000, $8,000, but you're mad at you only have 40 kids at a free event? That's when I knew the transition for me in the nightlife and my purpose. It wasn't to just
pop bottles.
It wasn't.
Now, Ian has heard me say this for years. I've always said this that really ticks me off with parents. The school, the police, the church, and mentors are not your kid's first resource of anything. You raise your kids. But with an ex-husband who is a teacher, I could tell you this, and it's a God's honest truth. You know how many people come into the classroom to tell him, well, you got to figure out something because I don't know what to do with them. Like parents are really with their hands up and they just lost everything. Or I don't know how to handle them. I don't know what to do with them. There are really people with kids.
What you do is you go in that closet and get that leather thing, has a metal piece on the end, and you fold it in half and you lift that motherfucker up one time and wow.
No.
It changes. It changes everything.
They don't change. Some of these kids right now,
it changes.
Who you know are really shiesty. They don't care.
Because he never got an ass whooping.
He got plenty.
No, he didn't.
He like
if your daddy's going out here doing this shit to your boss with you, nigga, you didn't get no ass whooping. Your daddy was with the shits.
Your mama probably beat the brakes off.
Nah, you didn't. Because he would just go to his dad and his dad would stop it. That's the biggest thing.
I think these kids
the parents have to be on the same page, whether they're in the same house or in separate houses. They have to be on. They have to show a united front. Even if the doors closed, they argue about some shit in front of them kids. You have to have a united front.
You ain't lying
what you
about
do
that.
over here, you're not gonna do at your mama's house either. That shit is not okay at either house. I don't care if your mama say, no, she didn't.
Now that's something that they dad and I have. My children's father and I have always said, and I made it. I played that precedence from the beginning. We are going to be the poster children for co-parenting because no matter what we go through and deal with, we're going to stand as a united front when it comes to these kids. We come in united to schools, to everything. But I bring all that back to be where we at right now. Adults who are raised and know maturity and have changed looked at Gucci and said, hey, you did what you had to do because at this age with this kind of money, move this way. YN said, ooh, Shiesty did. Shiesty had to go down there. Shiesty had to handle whatever. But others look back and go, that fool crazy. He about to go back to jail and he ain't never going in. He ain't never come back out again. He's going to do life if they convict him because of what he got right now and his past. At some point, we as a community are going to have to start talking to these kids. There are real consequences to your actions. And the respect don't start when you get out of school.
No.
And it doesn't start when you get into the rap industry. Respect starts at home. From home, it starts, it goes to school. From school, it goes to church. From church, it goes into your community leaders. It goes into your elders. And if we don't bring back those fundamentals, we're going to keep seeing a mess. You got the president out here writing a message on Easter saying effing bastards with a straight face.
Don't get me started on that guy.
Yeah, we want a whole 50 games on how to bring him up. Please
and the kicker is you got mad at Obama for wearing a suit that said it wasn't presidential. Now, what was presidential about that? But if at one time you had to be an elite person to become the president, and at this point now you can tweet whatever you want to say.
He's cheaping the seat.
He's cheaping the seat, boy.
He's cheaping the seat.
You got bars.
He's cheaping what the American culture and American brand was. It's no authenticity. He's washed it down. We're being bootlegged, and he's selling us all. It's like, and I go back to again on Pop. You know, it's funny. They can't feed the poor, but got money for war. They say ain't no hope for the future, but the truth is, ain't no. You know, like it ain't no hope for the youth, but the truth is, ain't no hope for the future. It wasn't just rhymes. I'm not getting that from a Pooh Shiesty.
It was messages.
I'm not even getting that from a Quavo.
Yo, when Wu-Tang Forever came out, it was to this album. At the end of this one, not Raekwon, what's my nigga name? RZA said,
skip summer school.
Hey, RZA said, I told you the other day, you didn't gotta go to summer school.
You ain't gotta
go get the Wu-Tang WCD. You get all the knowledge you need because they're kicking the truth to the young black youth. As we're rapping about this shit, we're actually giving you a message too.
Do y'all
We've
think
done
that's
this.
where hip hop has died? Or I should say died, but gone down? Is that
That's what my dog trying to tell you.
in
About
the
that. That's
80s?
why.
In the 80s, they rapped about self-destruction. You're headed for self-destruction. Pac was telling y'all that Bush is lying. NWA said F the police, which they was right. Luke said, I'm gonna say what I want to say, and I might be saying this, but you're not gonna mess with my freedom of speech because you're free to say what you want to say. But now you look up, and like you just said, their lyrics now have no substance. I walk away with absolutely
so you take
nothing.
on the predecessors of the successors. If you listen to a Pac, he's talking about I wouldn't have much to say if the old school didn't pave the way. Remember that?
What more can I say? I wouldn't be here today if the old school didn't
Adidas.
pave
He's talking
the way.
about Run DMC. You listen to Nas. He's talking about KRS-One, Rock Him. You listen to J. Cole. He's talking about Nas. Whoever listens to J. Cole, they're going to be in the same path. So that trajectory comes into the mindset of what you're pointing to your body and your mind, what you're getting. That's why I said in the reference of looking on the back of the product to see what's inside the product. Do I want to put this inside my body? I don't need to hear it from everybody else. I can look at it, and if I respect your opinion, I'm going to take it with heediness. I'm not going to just decide because that's what it is. I'm not going to just listen to your rap because that's what it is. It has no substance. I don't like it. If you just talk about the wrong message, I'm not into it.
And I'm not saying if you have a 15 song album, all 15 have to have a message, but you got to throw one or two in there, bro.
Right.
But you're right about when you said there's no substance because there are songs that we had that just had crazy stuff in it, but it did teach you something. But right now, the only thing
I promise you, there's a song on every album by all the artists we like. At least one that's gonna give you something like, ooh, all right.
But it was a respectful way. When he just said, Pac was saying, I remember Mr. Magic Flash, that old school, I wouldn't be here today if the old school to play the way. But then the song We Paid. First on that thing that boy say, before I go broke like Jock. Wait, what?
I'm just
so I'm like that dog like Vic. Wait, what?
But that's a message. Before I do this, let me get my paper together.
But young Jock was like, that's an incident. Nigga, who said I was broke?
Nigga, you gonna
love an example. There's no like we can sit here and lay it against rivals. Let's take it amongst friends who became rivals. Same crew, pretty much same mission. Cameron and Mace doesn't act like Jim Jones. They're comfortable.
They're not senior citizens,
seasoned vets. They're comfortable in that. Jim has to lean back. You have to get this tough guy persona. Even Mano on the show, Jim is still the youngest on the show. He's the oldest on the show. Fabulous is not thinking like that. You can look at
Dave East is the youngest on the show. He don't think
like that. You look at Styles P when Styles and Sheep went on the Jada and Joe show. I love the fact a few interviews ago, Styles like, and he's the hardest rapper I know. He's like, no, I got a juice shop.
Yeah, I got fresh juice.
I sell juice now. Pull up this one. So like, yo. I'm good with those rappers. I'm still able to listen to those rappers because I can relate on so many different levels beside their music. There's nothing besides music that I can relate to on Gucci Mane, and I've outgrown that. So I can't give Gucci Mane that same attention. That's what I'm saying. Yeah. Most of my peers, when we're at somebody party, that's when we're going to put it on because that's my time consists of bullshit. Gucci. But we could be at E-House and you be like, Herc, you heard the new Gucci? What I say? Put it on.
You're right.
And we somewhere else and chilling like, man, put the new Gucci on. Like, man, everybody listen to that shit on the way to the store. And the store is 10 minutes away.
Car, hey, you got that new Gucci. Man.
I don't have 10 minutes riding the store to get you Gucci. But if I'm sitting down, I decide I'm going to E-House. I know I'm about to get some food on the grill. I know I'm going to have a drink or three. Yeah, I probably got time to indulge in it. Other than that, I can't. Unless my son
I've said this a million times. Between social media and music, and I told you this the last time, the National Enquirer has become the new news source. And they made it TikToks. And they made it videos. And TikToks are famous, and now people repeating them. But it's a smoking mirror. And that's why the show tonight was titled Smoking Mirrors. Between what we see the presidency has turned into, and every rule we've always been taught has been broken. Every legislative belief we've always thought was legit is no longer. Every rap thing that we've seen, all the internet's bringing them so front and center for us now. We're realizing they're not who we thought they were. There's a lot of blurred lines between reality and what's for TV.
It's all smoke and mirrors. This man out here painting himself as pictures of Jesus, the next coming. And he's saying he's reaching down saving America while selling us out simultaneously.
Did you hear what he said about it though?
Did you see
that was me as a doctor healing somebody.
No.
How stupid do you think we are?
How stupid is he? Listen, and I told sister this earlier. I'm not mad that you voted for Trump. Like, I'm not mad at Republicans.
Oh, yeah, we had that.
I don't have the conversation and the time to entertain somebody who's big up or trying to make his stance meaningful.
Right.
I can't. It's clickbait. It's triggering, and I can't. That's me growing up. That's me growing up. I don't have time.
There's
for
Republicans and there's Trump supporters, and they're not the same anymore.
Right? Because there's people who I'm talking about big Republican people with shows. I forget the white lady name, but even she's like, all right, now this shit is getting ridiculous.
Right.
You know, there's plenty like, yo, I campaign for him, but I can't support the shit he's doing now. Because this is not what we campaign for him to do.
Republicans and Trump supporters are different people now.
I'm not just taking myself here. I'm not singling myself out, but anybody. And you don't necessarily have to have been shot. If you got cut, I was shot. I've been cut from extracurricular activities, sports activities. I still got the scar. Crystal fell down when she was small. She still got the scar. Ian fell down.
Why I got the fall?
I'm just saying, like,
you
off your
didn't
bike,
go outside and play.
You didn't scrape your knee. You
don't
didn't
tell
get hit with a
everybody
rock.
I fell.
But you still got the scar.
We know you
go look at Trump's ear.
Very coordinated.
Look at Trump's ear.
That guy hit with a 50
caliber bullet. Show me the scar. And you people are still going behind him. They got footage of Trump getting the scar with security aligning the cameraman up so they catch a shot.
This is what's coming.
Not only that, they have a flag lowering in the back. It was so patriot. It wasn't patriot. It wasn't.
It was just horrible.
It's not America. It's smoke and mirrors.
And that's
I didn't hear about fake news. I got a fake president. Bars.
Everything right now is smoke and mirrors, and you got to pay very close attention to a lot of the smoke and mirrors that you see because it is a whole hot mess. I say that because even now we're waking up, and in the middle of the night, all of a sudden, Elon Musk rockets. I don't care what none of y'all say. After this, we can go to bed. I've always been taught rockets go up. Elon's rockets are the only ones I keep seeing in Kershaw County at 6 a.m.
No rocket goes straight up. They all go up at an angle because of gravitational pull.
You saw rockets going up when we was little? If they went up in Florida, you saw them.
They went like this.
Yeah, they excelled at a certain point.
So when you was little, you used to see rockets in Kershaw County?
No.
Oh, okay. If they went up in Florida, did you see them go up I-20 when you was going to work in the morning?
No, I'm telling you what I see. When I go to work in the morning on Fort Jackson, I see a whole lot of vans and trucks pulling up now.
Okay.
So
that's what
the war
okay.
is on. Listen, there's a war going on outside. No man is safe from. Okay, because Donald Trump is your president. Gas price, like they said, Iran, they got at the gas pump. I ran the gas prices up.
And all the rockets we're seeing are Elon's rockets. You ain't seeing nobody else's rockets on 20.
No, I'm not the type that told you say I told you so, but I tried to let you know.
I tried to warn you.
Don't vote for the boy. The boy is his father.
Well,
his grandfather duck war. His father duck war. He duck war. And he making sure his son duck war. He's coming out with a draft to make sure that your son don't miss the war. And he's feeding you about this patriotism and this great illusion of the American dream.
Who did you tell? Because you just said you don't entertain and talk to nobody as you did your
There
forearm.
was one particular time.
You only talk to your circle.
Yeah, there's a
your
particular
circle
time
Trump.
on this show 4 or 5 years ago and consistent until 4 or 5 months ago. We tried to keep people in the loop of what's going on. But at the same time, hey, you can lead a fish. I mean, you can lead a horse to the fish and to the water, but at the same time,
you can't make them drink.
You can't. And it's not my job. I'm going with like-minded individuals, those who have potential to be swayed into a better mindset or standing on their own. I'm with that group. I'm not. If you're fixated on thinking Trump right, have at it. But I'm telling you, it could be about a piece of paper. It could be about an eraser. It could be about gas. It could be about a channel. I'm going to get triggered with you
because don't come to me.
Your mental capacity is not where I'm trying to go. I don't think I'm smarter. I don't think I'm better. It's just that I'm not with that shit that he's promoting and saying it's America. I'm not. So, like, he differentiates from a lot of presidents on his policy.
I don't care what nobody says.
He doesn't even have a policy.
We have had some bad presidents. We've had some great ones. He is by far the worst. And I wasn't even alive for all of them. I can tell you right now, he's by far the worst.
Trump is the best. And Trump is the worst president. He's the worst president of the PTO club, the president of the Beta Club.
He's the worst president of his own company because all of them went bankrupt. Like
the president of
and that's the shit that really killed
Wells
him. He's a businessman. He can run the country like a businessman. Some of all the businesses he bankrupt. How does that make sense to people? Anyway,
that's what some stupid people saying. He should run the country because he's a great businessman. I can tell you haven't done your homework, lady.
A lot of stuff in this entertainment industry
I'm gonna need a drink out this. Man. I need a drink out this.
is
I'm gonna need
Every time
two.
y'all talk about
again
Trump, I
I'm
got
gonna need one or three.
I hate talking about Trump. You make
Smokin.
me drink.
mirrors.
I ain't going to JD house.
Fucking up my happiness.
Why you gotta go to JD house? You drink all the time. What do you gotta do with you? He make me drink.
I can't
I'm
stand
sorry,
it.
sis. I didn't mean to interrupt. Go ahead.
They are definitely terrible.
We ain't terrible.
Y'all are
We
terrible.
speak the truth.
No, you don't.
Nah, I am.
Y'all like the black Cameron. The Cameron's black too.
I'm a
Y'all like
taste-
the black Cameron and
I'm gonna
Mace.
taste
of
the
Richland
reality
County.
with a dose of comedy or wittiness. But I am telling you the truth. You might not like it, but you gonna
You ain't
understand
never
you
gonna
love
like
it. Okay, but hey, listen. I lie for you before I lie on you, lie to you, and I really believe that. I told y'all get your asses out there and vote. Y'all want to sit here
We
and
ain't
still
telling about
twerk?
it. You said you don't talk
All
about
right, well, check it out.
Stop talking to
Check
him.
it out. No, I'm not gonna stop talking to you. We got the midterms coming in November. Do your research. It's a lot of seats up.
We doing that again? Oh,
Yeah,
Prepare.
I'm doing it again. And again and again and again. It's a lot of seats coming up in the House and the Senate.
Prepare
Right
for
here
it.
in your own state. Vote.
And get ready for the
Vote.
There's
And I'm gonna
elections
tell you
in June
how bad
and
it is.
November.
Trump has said it, and a few of his people in his office said it. If they lose the midterm, they know they're going to jail. That lets you know how much bad shit they out here doing.
They're corrupt.
That just lets you know right there. Anyways, good night, people. Good to see y'all.
Listen, I want to recommend
Sweet Jesus,
the
I can't wait to hit the
principal
button.
over at one of these elementary schools to be the next president.
You done?
They're more qualified than Trump.
I'm gonna have my daughter run.
We're going to bed.
Oh, hold on. One more thing. All
Oh
jokes.
God, I'm pressing the button.
No, don't push that damn button. Don't push that button. Don't you push the button. Keith!
5.
Listen,
Push the
no,
goddamn
all jokes. The
4.
message tonight is it's not what you can do. It's get one of those like-minded individuals. The best thing we can say is be the example that you want to be. If you want to see a change in your community, become that change in community. If you don't have the strength or the time, link with those and support those who are putting in their strength and the time to be that change in community.
Be the
On June
weakest link in
6th,
your
we
crew.
plan on showing our strength and our change in
I'm gonna let
community.
the computer go dead because it's gonna happen.
Benedict kicking it with Daziville. Shouts out to Juneteenth. Shouts out to my man Greg Javies over there at the Mother's Day thing. People just getting together on their own dollar, not depending on you, but just try to make a purpose and a presence in the community, whether that be for you or for your kids. Follow those people. Don't follow this guy that got all this time to promote propaganda. Follow those who are actually putting their actions and their foot in their boots to the ground.
message.
Because he got a whole minute message he could have gave when he was fussing about
Kicking
Trump.
with dads.
People
June
want to
6th.
They want to see
Benedict
different
College.
versions of her. They want
You on this rope. That's what I be doing.